Hello everyone, today we're going to be learning how to substitute into formulas. Substituting is just replacing a variable or a letter with a number. So anytime you see a letter, we're just going to replace it with a number. To substitute into a formula, we're going to replace each variable or each letter with the matching number that we're told. We're going to simplify the problem just by following the order of BIMDAS, so that's brackets, indices, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and then we'll work out and state the solution. Okay, so for our first example here, we're going to be trying to work out what the value of P is if S is 80 and B is 30. So what we're going to do is, we're going to write our formula again, and we're going to replace S with 80, and we're going to replace B with 30. We have substituted those numbers in. Now, 80 take 30 is 50, so that is going to be our answer for this first question here. Okay, so for this next example, it's a little trickier. We've got more going on. So calculate the value of S given that U is 80, T is 5, and A is 2. So let's get started with this formula. So first of all, S equals, we know that U is 80, and I'm going to put T in brackets just like this. So I'm going to write 5 here, so that's 80 times 5 because it was U times T. Plus half, I'm just going to write it as a decimal to make it easier to read, times 2, because that's what A was, and then we're timesing by 5 again, squared. Alright, for the next line, we have to follow the order of BIMDAS. So the most important thing here is because there's no operations inside brackets, we're going to do our powers first. So jump right to the end. 5 squared, which is 5 times 5 is 25. After we've done that, we're going to do the next thing, which is multiplying or dividing. So on the left, we had 80 times 5, which is 400. And on the right, we had 0.5 times 2, which is just 1. The next step, we still got some multiplying to do. 1 times 25 is going to be 25 on the right, and we still had our 400 on the left. So finally, 400 plus 25 is going to be 425. That's our final answer for this question. Alright guys, here's one for you to try. So you've been asked to calculate the value of I, given that P is 4,000, R is 8, and T is 3. So please just pause the video and just give it a go. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is, nice and quick, we're going to substitute the numbers we know in. So we know that P is 4,000, we know that R was 8, and T was 3. So it's 4,000 times 8 times 3. If you times it all together, you get 96,000. Now that's over 100, so 96,000 divided by 100, we're just going to take off 2 zeros from the top. We end up with 960. So 960 was the answer we were looking for there. Okay, so here's our next example. This one's a little trickier. It's got a lot more going on. If you look at the right, we've got this interesting sort of symbol on the outside. Now that's a giant square root. So we're going to work out a whole bunch of operations on the inside and then square it at the very end. So the question is, calculate the value of W given that X is 8, Y is 4, and Z is 7. So if you could please pause the video, substitute those values in, that'd be awesome. Alrighty, let's get into it. So first of all, substitute your numbers in. So X was 8, so we get 3 times 8 plus 3 times 4. Then that's all going to be divided by 4 times 7, take away 6 times 4. So if we start working out those multiplications, 3 times 8 is 24, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 7 is 28, and 6 times 4 is 24. The next thing we can do is, looking at the top of the fraction, 24 plus 12 is 36, and we know that 28 take 24 is 4. So the final step, before we do our square root, 36 divided by 4 is going to give you 9. Now, the square root of 9 could give you two answers. It could either give you positive or negative 3. So we're just going to write both answers to be safe, but either one of those should be correct for this question here. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, please just let me know in the comments. Apart from that, have a great day.